Hey guys, this is galacticmarine501's slash Jackson Wolfexia, and inspired by Stuart Ashen, creator of the Ashen's webtube, YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing a random stuff review, like various quote-unquote tat that I had lying around the house. Some of which I've actually wanted to review, some of some of the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. I've wanted to show you guys these because, I mean, they're part of what got me started on Gunpla, which I have a whole channel about. If you're into Gundam and you watch this, go to the channel Jexum Wolfexia. It's on my homepage, my main page. Yeah, you'll be able to find it there, and I do reviews and such on Gundam models. If you could subscribe me there, that would be much appreciated. Um, but anyway, first, before we get to the one that has to do with Gunpla, I'm going to show you guys this Transformers branded puzzle. Now, why would I be showing you a puzzle? It's not like I can build a puzzle here. But I can, because I have time-lapse technology. No, I don't. But anyway, I'm going to be showing you what literally every kid begs his mother for this for, and then, and then his mom says, "Hey, you want to go build that puzzle that I bought you?" And they say, "Nah, I'm good. I'm playing with the toy." But anyway, if you look in the top, it was originally standing up. This thing was originally much taller. There's an Optimus Prime figure. So I'm just... And these are those, like, kitty robot... I don't know what they were originally called. They had Star Wars ones, too, and I think Marvel Superheroes or something. But they were a kitty robot... They were a kitty toy line. And they had Transformers. Nowadays, the kitty Transformers are ridiculous. They apparently have Transformers that, you know, that's a sound concept. I don't know if they actually transform or not. They may, in fact. If they do, I may end up buying one of these just because they're so ridiculous. But anyway, these were the kitty Transformers before. You'd get, like, a figure that was stuck in this mode, and you'd have to pretend that it could transform. This was Generation 1, I think, Optimus Prime. He's got his gun, which you can put out, and then he would be pointing off into the distance and looking in that direction in the only pose that he looks decent in. So, yeah, that's not spectacular. His head rotates and his arms rotate, but that's it. But for a figure this size that was designed so that kids couldn't kill themselves with it, that's actually decent. Now on to something Optimus Prime related that's not so decent. And, oh yeah, I guess while I'm here I should review the puzzle. It's a puzzle. It builds into that picture there. I think you can actually still get these if you try at Target. Next, oh yeah, I gotta tell you guys this. Some of you may remember those drinking straws that I did a review of. Really sort of odd review. I'm not gonna review these fully, but this is... I talked about a more brand name version of those in the review. This is what I was talking about. They're called straws. However, you wouldn't know that because I actually had these. I bought them on a trip at some point. I'm trying not to get these to fall out. And I had put them in backwards. So you got here straws with a Z, because everything that's supposed to have an S has to have a Z. And you know, I was thinking, I remembered these, and I remembered them wrong. The tubes are slightly harder than a normal straw, however the ones in the other one were better. And I seem to remember these had a lot more than the other one, which did have this problem, if you remember. If you've seen the review, you remember once my design got really... Once I put all of the pieces on, I couldn't, for the life of me, suck anything through the straws. But, yeah. So, that was an issue with these, because the straws were much smaller. So, in my opinion, you could either pay 20 bucks for this, which doesn't work as well as the other one, or pay $10 for that one. But then again, these were the first ones, so... I mean, I'll give them that. But there's my opinion on these. Oh yeah, and by the way, I'm going to get a review up of a toy line called Mars. I think these are Mars Heroes. There are other versions of Mars. You may know them as cheap light-up robots that grace the shelves of Walmart right next to the Transformers. So some grandma walks in trying to buy a Transformer for her little kid and says, "Hey, I bet this is a Transformer," and then buys it because it's cheaper than the rest of the Transformers. Um, Actually, I've had almost that exact same circumstance happen to me. I was grateful nonetheless, because, I mean, it's not like she didn't try to get me something, and I sound really conceited now, but, I mean, they were cool. They were. And I was only about 9 at the time, so I honestly didn't know the difference. But these are actually decent figures. I seem to remember they were on the cheap side back then, too. In fact, I got 9 of them for about, like, $10. I think it was, one set was like $5, and it was buy 2, get 1 free where I bought them. So anyway, on to the next item. Oh god, I have 5 items to review, and I've got 2, and I'm already at 6 minutes. But anyway, this one is a cheaper Transformer. This was a cake topper. If any of you have had an Optimus Prime birthday cake, this would be the topper. Okay, so basically, I'll transform this guy on camera because that's the reason this is so cheap. If you look at the bottom, it almost looks like Optimus Prime already. What you do is you pull this down, spin it around. He's got obvious holes in his legs. Could have done something to that. You flip the feet out, and I mean the legs pivot back and forth, not by design but by stupidity. And then you just flop out the arms, hide the wheels by tucking them behind and turning them up, which is not accurate at all to Optimus Prime, but still. And then you fold this back to a 90-degree angle so it's hanging over his head. And this is Optimus Prime in his robot mode. Now we know why they put this on the cake in truck mode. But, I mean, the chest, I guess you can give the chest to them because it looks a little like the Optimus Prime. The head is okay. Doesn't have eyes painted on, but they did do pretty well with the gray and blue. The arms, no. Oh yeah, and actually I forgot a step, so you can't, I'm not doing this figure justice. He does have hands. You just flip him out. Just like, you know, a mini-con probably would. There. Yeah, not exactly spectacular. I'm not going to waste any more time on that. Next is actually probably, I mean, if you're a modeler like me, the thought of this is going to make you cringe. If you've seen, there was a Yu-Gi-Oh movie that was like Capsule Monster, like the Capsule Monster thing. I used to be obsessed with Yu-Gi-Oh. And they had these stone tablet monsters. This is Red Eyes Black Dragon, but they came in sets of 2, and Red Eyes Black Dragon was not actually the creature that you created here. Here's another creature. I think that's, I don't know what it actually is, but apparently it's a fusion monster between these two. And I said Capsule Monsters, now I'm regretting it, because this isn't Joey in his Capsule Monsters Red Eyes Black Dragon outfit. I thought it was for the longest time, but I don't think it is, because now flipping this set over, that isn't the outfit that he's wearing. It's a different outfit. So anyway, this is a Red Eyes Black Dragon and whoever the heck this is combination. So you may notice I was holding them in an awkward way. That's because the parts all fit into the backs. And if you turn it on its side, they fall out. They're not held in by anything. It's not a very good system. But whatever. So anyway, I'll build it. Basically what you do, take the torso, take the legs, pop the legs in, like so. And surprisingly, after doing this about a million times when I was a kid and had this, they still pop in and out relatively easily and stay in relatively well. The arms never stayed in perfectly because, I mean, Yeah, the peg's totally knackered on this. Oh, no. Actually, it's because apparently he's not holding his arm that way. Yeah, this thing had no articulation whatsoever. And as I'll show you, they missed a weird detail. Here's the body, which is odd. Then you plug this part tailpiece into his bum region, and that becomes his human tail, which is really weird. Okay. It brings the Cartoon Network show Chowder to mind, particularly the Christmas special, where the cooking master Mung tells Chowder that his one shame is that he's never been able to make a legitimate gingerbread house. And then he says, well, that and my tail. And Schnitzel, who is the assistant, the kitchen cleanup guy, I guess, just randomly blurts out, oh my Rada! Because all he said is Rada, but he'll come in and say words that will help you understand what the heck he's saying. Instead of being like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, where they basically had to repeat everything Coco said because nobody could understand them except the characters. Or nobody could understand, I don't know if it was a guy or if Coco was male or female, but whatever. So anyway, if you look at the back of this hand, he's got a hand guard. And yes, it's molded in. It's not just a splotch of paint on the hand. If you look on the back of this one, there's no hand guard. Actually, I want to check. No, that's not molded in. Somebody may have just been an idiot in painting and just forgot to paint the back of this guy's hand. But anyway, sort of pleasingly, he could stand on his base, on this base right here. Now, the only weird part is, this base was not designed well, because you have to have the tablet upside down, which means that you're just going to see this open area that was made to store the parts, not the key piece of the tablet, which are the designs on there. So that was kind of stupid. There was also a peg that connected them together via that hole. And apparently you could and apparently there was I don't know, there may have been some reader that you could plug different guys together and make different creatures. But anyway, on to the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Related item. When Yu-Gi-Oh! GX came out, they changed, because of the elemental heroes and because of all of their fusion abilities, they changed the way they made the figures. And they made them into figures that could combine with each other and make different combos. And sadly, I wish I had another full figure. I couldn't find one that... I had Sparkman, I had a few others. I didn't have Avion or Burstinatrix, but this guy's my favorite. I was able to keep him intact. Clayman, it's always been my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! My favorite elemental hero. And basically what you could do with these, I'll take him out into his individual parts. Clayman was special in this line in the fact that you almost indefinitely had to have his head on his body because his head alone looks very weird because he had a recessed head and yeah. But anyway, in the core of every figure you had this structure. Now whether it was pinched down like this or up like this, and it had different ratcheting, like different areas it could go, that would be the way you would do that. So anyway, actually, I'll get back to you with the... So anyway, that was how you did that. Actually, the last one I'll fit in. Here, this is one of my first model kits. Yes, this is a model kit. It's obviously of the Egyptian god Obelisk the Tormentor. These were good for the time. I wanted to get the 3 Magnet Warriors, and I'm kicking myself for not doing it. Because I want to see how they combine to form Valkyrion the Super Magnet Warrior, I guess. But, sadly, no dice. I may find them on eBay someday and just get them. Because, I mean, that gimmick